So hello everyone. This is the uh, negotiation between the Brexit of UK and also the EU about the agreements on trade. So my name is Rashid Marshawibawa. I will be a representative from the EU or the opponent of the negotiation.
My name is Moharis Sarip Jaya. I will be one of the representatives of the UK side.
My name is Joel Kaja with student ID 190222252, and I will be a representative for the negotiation side, which is the UK in the case study.
My name is Fawaz Nurazi Bagas Aldi with name of 190222174. In here, I will representative of UK.
And my name is Vito Raditya Tamadewanto, and I'm also the representative of the UK in this negotiation.
My name is Biriando Andres. I will be the representative of the EU.
Okay, so first of all, good day everyone, and I appreciate your willingness to engage in the negotiation. And we want to negotiate about the UK's trade agreement or the desire to have a relationship with the EU. So, as the representative of UK, what do you want UK and the EU relationship to be?
So as one of the representatives of the UK, I think I want to emphasize the reason of our resignation, our sole reason of our resignation. So, hold on. So basically, we want to leave the EU. The reason we want to leave the EU is so deeply rooted in our historical and political context. We, as the UK, values our sovereignty and our ability to set our own laws and regulations. And our decisions to leave was partly driven by the desire to regain control over these aspects of our governance. So yeah. However, it's also essential for us to understand that, to recognize the importance of maintaining a closer relationship with you guys, the EU. In other words, our largest trading partner. And our primary intention is to secure the trade agreement that will allow us to access the EU market while still managing our regulations independently. So we're not only talking about finding a balanced approach here, as in respecting our history and political values, but we're also talking about ensuring economic stability and in cooperation with you, our European neighbors. That's it.
Okay, so we understand that the UK wants to instill their regulations and also have their sovereignty, but with there needs to be a line between that because we in the EU we already set our regulations and we do not wish to have a country which doesn't go with our rules and have an advantage over those who are not member of these EU, European Union, of course. So we would like you to have a proposal of aligning your regulations with those that is already enforced in the EU. Is there any way you could provide us with such?
All right, so actually we're currently working on that, and I just want to say we also believe that regaining control over our laws is also essential for the UK, to determine its own path and make decisions in the best interest of our citizens. And this isn't about isolation, but more about sovereignty and self-determination. We strongly believe by having the ability to set our own laws and regulations, we can be more agile and responsive to the needs of our economy, society, and environment. And I think in terms of benefits for you guys, the EU, we recognize the importance of maintaining a strong partnership. So as you know, the UK is a significant market for EU exports and other services. So here we are committed to securing that trade agreement that ensures continued access to this market that can be benefiting businesses on both sides, essentially, including our shared interest in trade, security, and global cooperation that would make us valuable partners. Thank you.
Okay, we understand. And as in the EU, we also, and the European Union, we also want to ensure that through our trade between us and you guys, the UK, we want to have kind of like an agreement where it is fair and that none of us has an unfair advantage inside of the competitiveness of the trades as well. And we want to ensure that all of the proposal that you guys will say to us will be adhering to the standards and regulation based on our European Union as well, so that it is fair and it does not uh really you know be unfair to the people who are still in the European Union as well. So
I also would like to add that if you exited the UK and the UE, because the UK is no longer a part of the EU, we cannot give you a free trade agreement because it is unfair to those who are a member of the EU. And so there will be regulations that you need to comply with, not all of them, because there also needs to be some sort of fair line between where it's a trade between a member or not a member of the EU. So we would like to give a sort of an agreement with you that we will still hold a close relationship for trades, but we also would like to add regulations that are not uh, they're not usually be given to a member of our own union.
All right, so I think there are parts of your statements that I strongly consider, and uh, I know like the concerns, right? So yeah, I think with the regulations and laws that has been established and taken into an account, I think with the with the establishment of like the laws and regulations, I believe we can make something happen, like we can be like mutually a partner essentially, even though we're now currently deciding on leaving the EU, as I've mentioned before. So yeah, and here I'd also like to mention about the what is it the Friday Agreement. So the Good Friday Agreement, how do I put it, holds immense historical and political significance in the context of Northern Ireland and the UK as a whole. It was a pivotal moment in our history, marking the path to peace, stability, and reconciliation. So what I would say is, as negotiators, we are deeply committed for you guys to respecting the Good Friday Agreement. we understand the importance of avoiding a hard border in Ireland, which could jeopardize the progress we made under this agreement. And we are aiming to find a solution that upholds the principle of the Good Friday Agreement and ensures that peace and cooperation are maintained. So it's not just a legal requirement, but we're also talking about a moral obligation to protect the progress we made in Northern Ireland. So yeah, I think that's generally it for me. So I think I would like to address this problem to two of my my partners. Like, you've got something to add, or like what?
Yeah, I want to state something that Northern Ireland, as the still of the part of the EU, as your external part of the EU, they still have the privilege to do the free trade with you guys, the EU. But since we UK have been exiting from the EU, these guys have some problem to export nor importing some stuff from the EU. Since we the UK does not have the privilege of the benefits that EU member state have. So that's if we can make an agreement of UK have the benefits as a member state of the EU, so that's the Northern Ireland will be have the same benefit and have access to the export and import stuff from the EU. I will be addressing some matter to my partner, Vito. Do you have something to say?
For now, I do not. I will ask for the EU nations to say their matter on this. Say on this.
Okay, so we, as the EU, we also like share a deep commitment to the stability of the Good Friday Agreement. It is our responsibility to ensure that the peace process in Northern Ireland is maintained. So one way to address the issue is through like regulatory alignment, which ensures the standards and the regulations on both sides of the border to remain consistent. So this approach, hopefully, respects our integrity as the EU, while facilitating the flow of goods and people. So in the end, we encourage ongoing cooperation and dialogue between the EU and also the UK and all parties involved to find maybe mutually acceptable solutions. So yeah.
Yeah. I like to add something here. So referring back to your prior statements before, we as the UK side, we strongly appreciate your decisions, and our resignation of leaving the EU is not merely about just like wanting to leave. There is something behind it. As I've mentioned before, it's about, our economic stability. And I think you can, I'm hoping you guys can let's say concerned about it. And yeah, I think like having like some restrictions being set by you guys, I think it's also one of it's also like one of the ways for us to that would take us to something that can bring us a fresher and you know, like a newer type of relationship. So I think, yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, so to sum up all the negotiation that we talked so far, so we agreed on keeping our trade relationship between the EU and the UK, but we will instill a regulation that are not within the EU, and you do not, UK as a country do not have an advantage over EU members. So we will probably still have tariff involved, because free tariff is only for a member, and there will probably be talks about reduction of tariffs, because we are still European in the region, and we want to maintain a good trade relationship. And also on the Northern Ireland border, we have no plans of giving a hard border to uh, the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. So we will respect the Good Friday Agreement, and in hopes that peace is maintained within the region. I think that's from me. Is there anything you guys object, perhaps?
Yeah, I think like having a flowing trading stream is a must. And I think by this establishment, you know, by this the application of this like regulation will not prevent us from like having a healthy relationship, of course, especially in trading. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Yeah.
On a free trade agreement, I urge you, the European Union, to to find an agreement with us, because UK is uh, is the EU's third largest trading partner, and accounts for about 13% of the EU's total trade and goods and services. So I think with a free trade agreement could also benefits most of nations in the European Union, and uh, and the economics could bump up the economics number of the European Union.
We understand and we agree that the UK is a large partner in the trade of the EU, and it is one of the biggest one. But we have to maintain our single market to ensure free movement of goods, service, capital, and also person only from within the EU. So we cannot give you guys any advantage over EU members.
Just to add to that, in order for us to kind of protect our single market in the EU market, we also need to set condition for the access, for the market access, that the non-United Nations countries such as you guys, now the UK, will need to kind of comply to us for the specific rules and standards for kind of like specific sector and products to access in our single market, in order for us to kind of protect their integrity as an EU single market. And yeah.
I understand, because of this situation, that we may not be able to secure deals that are as comprehensive or beneficial that we are to the most, but or fully compensate for any losses or damages that caused by Brexit. Uh, uh, but we are willing to make compromises on issues that could affect the trade relationship with the European Union. Maybe for the regulation standards or dispute settlement.
Could you repeat what you said at the end, Vito?
We are willing to make compromises on issues that affect our trade relationship. Maybe regulations, the standards, or maybe the dispute settlement.
Okay, so that is a vision worth pursuing. So we share the same continent as Europeans, and the cooperation on global challenges are vital. And we look forward to continue this negotiation to ensure mutually beneficial future. But I think we already set a point where we agree on something, right? Does the representative of the UK agree with the negotiation or the deal that we made, that the regulations will be instilled for the UK more than it will not be as free as the member of the EU, but it will be better than other countries because we still want to maintain a good relationship. And also we will not instill or have any hard border for the region of Ireland and also Republic of Ireland. We will respect the Good Friday Agreement. Does anyone not agree with the terms I just said?
Yeah, as a representative of UK, I agree with your statement, and thus we will try to following the agreement and the regulations in the future.
Okay, so I think we can end it since we already reached an agreement.
Well, can I add something?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, this might be cliche, but like I think maintaining certain benefit is crucial for the well-being of our nation, and we're fully aware that once we leave the EU, those opportunities to secure these benefits may be lost. And I think with this, we must consider the impact on our citizens, businesses, and the overall economy. But here I want to mention that our goal is not to, backtrack on the decision to leave, but to find a way to transition into a new relationship that ensures stability, security, and also prosperity for our people. And here I like to, to emphasize the, we're open to discussing creative solutions, essentially, including arrangements that would allow us for a degree of continuity while respecting the new status outside the EU. And we also believe that a pragmatic approach based on mutual understanding and shared interests can help us achieve a fair and mutually beneficial outcome that would preserve important benefits for both the UK and you guys, the EU. I think, yeah, that's it for me.
So I think about the mutual benefits, we will, of course, give you a reduction in tariffs, and also it will be easier for the documents to, export and import goods. because we still want to maintain the relationship of trades, but we also still want to enforce our regulations for non-EU members.
I would agree on you on that, but like I agree with you on that, but like what I was saying is like with this, we want to, even though we're not part of the EU anymore in the future, we want to like transition, as I said, transition into a new relationship that ensures stability, security, and the prosperity for our people. I think that's what I gotta say. Yeah.
I understand that you want to move to a new relationship, and it is possible. And that's what I said about the tariffs. And we will also come with a new like regulations for the UK specifically, and also benefits for trading with the EU members. And yeah, I agree that there needs to be a continuity in this trade, and it's not just a short-term thing, but we also want to give our members more benefits, since that is crucial to our single market like core of the EU. So yeah, I agree with your statement that we need to move to a newer relationship, but we will also stand strong with our regulation that we already made in the EU.
Yeah, I think, yeah, to wrap this up, uh, well, yeah, we're hoping to having a healthy and creative, open-ended discussion in the future, and you know, while still respecting our status outside the EU. Thanks.
Okay, thank you for negotiating with us, the EU representative. I think we will come to a better future with the new relationship that will be established between the EU and the UK. And that's all from me. Thank you very much for coming.